Hi guys, it's great to see you back with the numerological forecast for March 2019. Happy 1st of March, first of all. It's a nice spring holiday here in Bulgaria. We wear red and white threads for good health and for luck, so I hope you will enjoy the springtime. Um, Okay, March is also interesting with the first round of Mercury retrograde. Also have that in mind. I like to think about Mercury retrograde as of a tricky, naughty boy who likes playing tricks on people. Of course, I'm not excluded from that, but he's never really mean or malicious, so I cannot get really mad. Although I also suffer, and my communication is a mess. So it's good to have that in mind. I'll explain again briefly how you can calculate your personal year, because this forecast is based on the number of your personal year. So you basically take the date of your last birthday that you've already had. It could be in this year if you were born in the beginning of the year, say January or February, or it could be in last year if you were born later on in the year. So you take that date, you add up all the digits in that date, and you reduce until you get a single digit number, and that is the number of your personal year. So the personal year lasts from birthday till birthday. So it means it usually doesn't coincide with the calendar year, unless you were born, of course, on the 1st of January. You could learn more about the full cycle of personal years, as well as about how to calculate your life periods and their meanings from the webinar I've recorded for Astrolada called The Magic of Numbers. I welcome you to check this out. I'll be really honored. So let's start with the forecast for March. And I'll be saying a few words for each personal year again, and some basic information and recommendations. So for those of you in the personal year 1, which is generally great for strong new beginnings. They can be in the personal or in the professional sphere. You can meet important new people, or you can start something new, a new job, a new business, a new project. You can also change the place of living, and those new beginnings usually will be really strong and successful, and will influence your life in a really profound way, because you're starting a cycle of new 9 personal years. So that's why it's pretty important, and you should be doing that with really pure and conscious and good intentions. Just whatever you do, think in perspective, because it's going to last and affect your life too. So your March will be 2019 will be more difficult, I would say, and more routine. You will have to deal with some problems, and my advice is to try to do that on your own, by yourself. Usually this harder vibration is testing your abilities and your powers to tackle difficulties independently. And it's here, of course, to teach you lessons and to uh, make you stronger and also more confident that you can handle things on your own. Uh, Also, the month will be great for example, if you're working on some project, just to perfect it, to go into the details, because the devil's really in the details, and to scrutinize and to really perfect what you're doing. For example, if you're thinking about launching a new product on the market, and your company, and you're working on this product, March is really great for just making this product as perfect as it can be, for testing things, for getting all that negative feedback, and for turning it into your favor. So this would be really, really great. Or if you're planning a big move, just don't forget the details, the planning, all those routine stuff. March will be great for doing that and for being successful in that, because sometimes this makes all the difference from failure to success. So go ahead. You're really calmer and better days in this month, where you can also see some results, will be the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, and the 29th. And your more difficult days, where you'll be having some difficulties, problems, and you'll be more busy, will be the 9th, the 18th, and the 27th. And my question for you for this month is, what are all these problems trying to teach me? Just whenever you're faced with some difficulties, before panicking and before getting to work, try to ask yourself this question. Maybe it's something that is just like repeatedly coming back, and it shouldn't be, or you can do something to change that. Okay, so for personal year 2, for personal year 2, the point is to find the balance, and to find the balance in your important partnerships with other people. And this often means to become a better listener, and really to understand and to align your personal needs and wants with those of the other important people in your life, be it a personal partner, be it a business partner, or I don't know, maybe you have some other important partnerships that needs balancing. And in this personal year, working in such partnerships, equal partnerships, will be very successful for you. So if you're not in one, maybe you'll be offered one, or you can form one. So think in this direction. Your March, some important change will happen this March, and I think it's better if you already have a feeling or a need or a want of making a change, if you yourself initiate that change, because otherwise you'll be forced to react to something from the outside changing. It always depends on the character. Some people like to be proactive, while others prefer to react. So, but something will change this month. Be careful, of course, with Mercury retrograde, with communication, with contracts, with signing important documents. So you can do that before or after the period for, especially if it's important, and for better results, of course, if you can delay that. Your good days of successful communication with partners will be the 7th, the 16th, and the 25th. And your more difficult days, where my advice is not to start new things, not especially impulsively, will be the 5th, the 14th, and the 23rd. And my question for you this month is, what unresolved business comes back and why? Mercury retrograde is also connected with some old unresolved issues coming back at us. So I think it's worth it considering those. Personal year 3 is really great and optimistic, and 3 is the number also of the year of Jupiter. So it's connected with communication and with networks, with social networks. It can mean that you can really greatly expand your personal network, or you can even change it completely. You can, like some people, switch one social circle with another one that feels better, that welcomes you better, that you feel that you belong to. Also, personal leader 3 is really strong professionally. It gives lots of drive for success, and you set really high aims for yourself, and you can achieve great results. So go for it. So in March, you will be seeing some results from the changes that you've instigated the previous month. So just see what the results are, and if you like those, and if you would like to continue in the same course of action, or if you will consider some change. Also, family matters will come to the fore and will require your attention. So pay attention to what's going on at home, with your family, with your partner, with your relatives. It's a good month for that, for communicating with those people, really listening, really speaking your mind, your heart. If you want something to be different, you'll be really able to express yourself, and also to be heard on the 3rd, the 12th, the 22nd, and the 30th. So go ahead if you need to convey a message to your loved ones. And your more difficult days, where my advice is not to start important new things, are the 4th, the 22nd, the 13th, and the 31st. My question for you for March is, what needs my attention at home? Just consider that and discuss that if needed, and solve some repeating problems, or maybe just see if you're in some cycles that are not working out for you or for your family. Personal year 4, and I'm here to is more difficult, and it's a year when your patience will be tested, and your abilities to deal with things on your own also will be tested. It's a year when I don't recommend you starting important new things in any sphere, because you won't have that feeling of flow, and the problems will be too much, and its failure is in something important is highly likely. or even if you're successful, it will be at a great cost, and we should be mindful of that, I think. Um, Also, problems with the partner or with other people are also very typical, um, and it's a good it's a good advice to whenever you encounter problems, not to ignore them, but to try to face them and solve them um, whenever they come, and in the best possible, constructive, honest way possible. I know it's difficult. I know, but still, I think it's really good. March is a great time to analyze the situation, um, to analyze yourself and your actions, because sometimes we ourselves are causing most of our problems. So it's good for that. Some quality alone time, some thinking, some analysis of what recurring issues we have, because these are really important. Also, simultaneously dealing what comes at us. Also, the month is great for studying, for reading, for writing, for research, if you are dealing in such spheres. Also, for paying attention to the details. You can start some, or continue, the best is to continue some training that is really close to your worldview, understanding, ideas. It's great to continue something like this, maybe something that you've dropped for a while. But you can get to really good insights and conclusions, things that can be life-changing, and really you can thinking and analyzing honestly, objectively, can help you solve lots of the majority of the problems that you face. So it's a really strong combination. Your good days for learning, for research, for teaching also will be the 9th, the 18th, and 27th. And days in which you should avoid communication with many people are the 5th, the 14th, and the 23rd. My question for you for this month is, what do I want to learn or to continue learning? Answer to yourself and just go ahead. Personal year 5. Personal year 5, as I always say, is a very important personal year. It's similar to personal year 1. In this year you can make a big change that will affect your life for the next 9 years to come. And this year is usually happy and successful professionally, or at least it has the potential to be. But you should really change something in yourself, in the way you see things, in the way you act. Just though I know that those changes are the most difficult ones, but still they're possible. It should be a change from within. Otherwise, some change in circumstances will still force you to change. So it's a matter of choice and, of course, of character. Again, March for you will be about profits, about financial stability, about investments, about gains. So you can expect good profits, of course, if you do a proper job, and also offers that will be profitable. And my advice is not to decline those if you can make the room for them. Take extra projects, just plan them wisely and successfully. Do a good job. Maybe some incomes will come your way from some delayed incomes from a job done beforehand. That will be great. Think about also saving and investments, because this vibration gives you more money, but when we get more money, we tend to spend more money as well. We just kind of adjust to our earnings, but it is great if you think about investing some of the money, no matter if it's in education or in a holiday or in sports, in a journey. Just invest in yourself and in your loved ones, in your partners, family. Also think about saving a bit of what you get. Build up your resources and emergency funds. Okay, so your more profitable days in this month will be the 9th, the 18th, and the 27th. And the more difficult days will when you'll be more impulsive, and you should be aware of that really, are the 6th, the 15th, and the 24th. And my question for you is also money related. Think about in what to invest and what amount to save of your earnings. And also maybe think about this in a more long-term basis. Well, do you need a kind of working pattern for that? Because money is important. Personal year 6. With personal year 6, it really depends. It depends mainly on what you did the previous year. You can think about this. It could be a very lucky year, very successful, or it could be harder year where you can get depressed, or you'll just feel indecisive and just doubt too much, which is always unpleasant. March will be an emotional month for you, when you will need to think what people have played their role in your life, and to make some closures also. You will have plenty of energy, and channel this energy constructively, and try not to take emotional decisions. I believe that big decisions should stem from the heart, but we should also consult your brain and your reasoning, and not just go with the spur of extreme emotions, because that's usually a mistake. Your more calmer days in the month will be the 6th, the 15th, and the 24th. You can enjoy the company of your loved ones, of family members on those days. And on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, and the 28th, don't start important new things, especially on those dates during Mercury retrograde, because that won't really be successful. So, and my question for you for this month is, what do I choose to let go? Think about this, and I hope you will make a wise choice. Personal year 7. 7 is a very, very different number, a truly spiritual one, and a number. It's not an easy number. It's connected with divine love, with um, really higher feelings and knowledge and ideas. Um, for the personal year, it's really successful in the professional sphere because mm, you want to do a great job. You can turn into a brilliant professionalist, and making a good job, a great job, always makes a huge difference, in my opinion. And also, you can also be very gainful when you do a good job because this is what people want and need. It requires thorough analysis and self-analysis of actions and good planning ahead. Um, and also, it means it brings solitude, and for some people, it's loneliness. For others, it's solitude. I personally like being by myself and thinking and recharging and reading. Um, and I think people nowadays are not are just bombarded with too much information, too much communication. Um, a lot of it's really shallow and necessary, and you kind of well, that's the more modern days, but you kind of lose touch with yourself and what you really want and need, and um, I think this is not really healthy and useful in many ways. So personally, your seven gives you the chance to reconnect with yourself and with your true needs and wants. Um, so this month for you is the month of some new beginning. Something new will come up. So um, it will be great if it's connected again with learning, with studying, with reading, or with research. You can start some interesting course. Um, just analyze yourself and know yourself better, for example, or improve yourself, your professional skills or your um personal skills as a person, as a partner, or whatever you think you need to improve. Your good days for communication with others will be the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, and the 29th. Um, and your more difficult days, uh, where you will have the urge to start something, but something impossible, or to say something out of the blue, and you should be aware, are the 9th, the 18th, and the 27th. And my question for you is, what do I choose to start uh, in the professional sphere, for example, or in what do I choose to start learning or to start getting better at? Um, this will be really, really good for you. Okay, and personal year 8. Personal year 8. Uh, well, it's about money, it's about profits, it's about gains. This personal year, um, you will start thinking about the money you're making and how you can make more, or do you need to change your job in order to make more money. Um, Money and income will be really important, as well as investment, savings, and those issues. Uh, you will earn more, usually, if you work, of course, but you will also spend more. So try to strike a good balance that works for you in such a personal year. Uh, don't go into extremes, and think about, if of course you make more money, think about how to invest them wisely, or what part to save. Also, uh, if you have such a need to give to charity, it's also uh, a great thing, and it's an energy. It always comes back in some unexpected ways. Um, for you, March will be an interesting month. It will be strong and successful, and um, it will bring good ideas, I believe. It's great also for partnerships, for strengthening those, or for finding a new working partnership with somebody else. Um, Also try to go with the flow, and to follow the natural ways of things. Don't be pushy, or don't be rushed. Just learn to wait. Be patient. It's a really hard lesson I'm learning all my life, but it's still important if you're more dynamic and more just you want to see things and results immediately, and good things always take time. So um, this month and March with Mercury retrograde, it will teach you to the hard way to wait and to be more patient. Your good days in the month, which in which you will see results, and just try to analyze those, will be the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, and the 31st. And your more difficult days, when don't start important new things, please, will be the 8th, the 17th, and the 26th. And my question for you for this month is, what is actually the natural way of things? In your opinion, in your experience, and are you getting in that natural way? Are you in tune with it, or are you too quick or too slow? Just try tuning in. It's really the best advice I could give. And personal year 9. Um, Personal year 9, as some of you know, it's kind of extreme in terms of emotions. It's a lot of energy. Oh, my last personal year 9 was, and it was my first life period ending, and it was a roller coaster, ups and downs, and it was pretty memorable, I would say. Um, it really means that some things will come to an end, like jobs, like projects, like relationships. So you need to let go of something. Try to do it just gratefully, being grateful about what you had in your life, appreciating what you have received, and also what you have given. Respectfully also, this is the best way to end things. I know it's difficult for everybody, because when you separate, usually we have bad feelings, accusations, we feel really upset, we blame things, events, others, ourselves. But I think that the truth is that everything that has a beginning has an end, and we should be at peace with that. And this is what this year comes to teach you. And it's I know it's difficult to be in charge of raging emotions, Um, but still, when you take important decisions, try to be calmer. When you communicate about important things with important people, do that. And March will be a month of communication, and with Mercury retrograde, maybe some old people will come back at your life, so you need to resolve some unresolved business to do that. The best days you can do that are the 3rd, the 12th, the 22nd, and the 30th. When you feel calmer, a lot calmer, and when communication can be more constructive and resultful. And my advice is not to schedule important meetings and discussions, personal or professional, on the 6th, 15th, and the 24th, when emotions will be too much and you are likely to say and do inappropriate things that will have negative consequences for all parties involved. And so this is my advice. And what else should I say? It's never. Well, some people enjoy being on a roller coaster. They're kind of extreme in their likings and in their preferences. But others, which are more calmer personalities, they would hate that. Still, don't block, don't freeze. Just go with the flow. Whatever is meant to happen will happen, and at the end you'll emerge stronger and wiser. My question for you for this month is, what is the old new thing in communication? And what patterns in communication is it time to let go? Okay, so this was all from me, and thank you very much for listening. Have a lovely month. Enjoy it. I hope it's springtime wherever you go, and see you back.